Holy moly, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to another Fremont show. How are you, Lawrence? Doing well this evening?
Yes.
Great. Mm-hmm. We were off last week, Lawrence. We were not in studio. We did not produce a Fremont show last week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that's the case, but we were attending a little birthday celebration for the Velvet Nihilist, who is behind cam for us on a nightly basis.
He's
here.
back with us. I do also want to apologize for the rerun in 2 shows ago. That was a dreadful show. So.
No, we never apologize for anything that we do
right.
here on the Fremont show, Lawrence. How dare you? How dare you?
I apologize.
I apologize for nothing. Nothing that ever happens here on the Fremont show.
Feel free to call in. You have the number here. It's the Fremont show. I apologize, Fremont. Go ahead.
Yes, no, but the star-studded event last week took place. It was on a Wednesday, so we weren't able to broadcast the Fremont show for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Did they rerun for the folks?
Well, I don't know, because we were actually in the movie theater, down in the Somerville, movie theater. Apparently you can rent it out, ladies and gentlemen, if you folks don't know this at home. You can rent out the theater. It was a star.
You at home can rent out the theater.
Anyone can rent out the Somerville theater.
Not you.
It was a star-studded event.
Not you guys, but
there were some locals there. I believe Jimmy Tingles was there. I think I saw him in the front row.
Jimmy Tingle, the comedian?
Is that? I thought his name was Tingles.
I'm pretty sure it's Jimmy Tingle, but
Tingle, Lawrence. I think I talked to him after the movie. I talked to him for a little bit. I guess I addressed him as Jimmy, though. I didn't get into last names. I said, "Hi, Jimmy Fremont, big fan of your comedy." We exchanged a couple of words. He gave me a little look, and
couple old pros just chopping game.
Oh yeah, just talking about game. Hacking it up with the old Tinglemeister.
So we were there to watch a movie called Purple Rain.
Yes,
and I don't know if anyone's Velvet. If we can get in here.
Ah, yeah, you wore the appropriate.
Just to illustrate.
Is that actually Prince on this? It does not look like.
What do you
Prince.
mean by actually?
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't look like Prince.
It's a drawing. It's not a photograph.
Yes. But yes, Purple Rain. Is there anything that you would like to tell the audience in terms of what you enjoy about Purple Rain?
What do I enjoy about Purple Rain?
Is there anything in particular? Is there
the scene where he trashes the basement was quite moving to me. Now, I know a lot of folks at home are saying, oh, Prince, he's done some terrible things, and certainly he has, but Purple Rain, not one of them. So I would recommend, putting your... Is my jacket all right tonight?
You look fine, Lawrence. You look fine. Does my jacket look all right? I think we're looking pretty stellar this evening.
Guys, we've got jackets on. Colin, would you?
Yeah, and if you have any opinions, ladies and gentlemen, about Purple Rain, personally, I think it was absolute genius. It's really just an emotional roller coaster, I think. And we're happy to celebrate the Velvet's birthday with a couple of the local.
He does do beautiful work for the Fremont show, the same show you guys have been enjoying for almost a year now. Yeah, that's coming up. So. I ran out of things to say there. I'm not terribly inspired by the Fremont show, but here it is.
Now listen, Lawrence. Something recently happened to me, and I thought that I could bring this up on the air if that's okay with you. You know that I'm not much of a god, man, Lawrence. I'm not much of a prayer, ladies and gentlemen. I did dabble in it, and we're both Catholics at one point in our lives or something, brainwashed, so to speak. But I want to announce tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that your pal Fremont Barrington here, I've come back to God, Lawrence. I've come back to God. I am now officially again a member of a church. I am a godfather. And I take this very serious, ladies and gentlemen.
Which directions did you take getting back to God?
It's actually just down the street from me, the church. Yeah. It's right on. It's
pretty convenient.
It's near you too. We live up in Winter Hill, but it's just a hot skip and a jump. St. Catherine's, it's right up on the hill there.
So lovely.
Not too far from Prospect Hill, but I don't know. people I'm sure know St. Catherine's. Call in if you're a member, by the way, because I'm the newest member of that church. And let me tell you, so I'm a godfather. So the responsibility of a godfather is pretty deep from what I understand, Lawrence.
From the movie or from what?
No, the actual being of the godfather. Okay. Taking care of the child, essentially being that person who may have to take care of the child. Should someone die? Should someone be deceased? Should, killed off?
It's a joyful ceremony.
Listen, I have a very...
Where in case your parents die,
Right, exactly.
Well, Fremont here will
and my family is a pretty irresponsible family, so things like that could happen. That could be in the future. Car accidents, gunshots, stray bullets. They don't live in a good part of town either.
Okay.
I won't say exactly where they live, but perhaps maybe another show I can have one of them on or something.
Look forward to that, please.
So I just want to say, God, you and I, perhaps we're back. We might be back. I'm not sure.
Do you think God might be watching? If God wants to call in.
I hope God is watching us. As God is watching us. I believe that's what was the gal's name? Joan, was it Joan?
Joan Osborne.
Joan Osborne. A Lilith Fair type, I believe, right? Did you ever get into the Lilith Fair at all?
No, I didn't actually, oddly enough. This is the hyper-relevant Fremont show you're watching where we're
I was
talking
just
about
curious if perhaps there was any Lilith Fair albums that were in your collection that snuck in there somehow. Maybe you were banging a chick one night and she left a Joan Osborne album. I'm not sure. Lawrence, I like to dig deep in your mind sometimes. Really get in there. Really see if there's any...
Joan Osborne?
I don't know. See if there's any secrets, Lawrence. See if there's any secrets around.
Galore, I mean. But she would be more apt to leave, maybe the birthday party over instead of the Joan Osborne.
The birthday party?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm just name dropping here on the Fremont show.
Yeah. So those are the kind of gals you're into? Any others?
I was told by a young lady not too long ago.
Yes. Yeah, please, indulge us.
I want to be disgusting, was the exact quote.
The lady told you this? She said that she wants to be disgusting.
How do you respond to that?
At what time of night are you talking to this individual?
It was between 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Yeah.
Her exact words to you are, she wants to be disgusting. Is that correct?
That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that. Yeah, I didn't know how to deal with that, so obviously this isn't the view. If any ladies are watching and could give me a little advice on processing.
Yes, certainly call in. I mean, Lawrence, he likes to take, and actually let's show how sentimental you are this evening, Lawrence, and how artistic you are. I believe you have a piece for us, and you know what a big fan I am of your poetry.
Oh, sure.
Lawrence.
I mean, my poetry is highly influenced by the poetry of Jim Morrison. I was not a fan of his music.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not a huge fan of his music.
So you are one of those people who actually believes Jim Morrison a poet. Is that what you're saying, Lawrence? Or are you being facetious?
What I'm hearing doesn't process in my brain because you're referring to the poet Jim Morrison, correct?
Okay, so you're being facetious then. I just want to make sure. Or do you actually...
on the Fremont show?
Facetious, I said.
Oh.
Sure.
May I?
Yes, you may. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Lawrence often likes to do.
Fans of bad poetry, gather round, get right up close to the television here. So this one is untitled, okay? So you might want to... All right, so here we go, folks. This is Larry's poem for the evening, for those of you at home. You called me everything but my name, confirming my suspicions I belong to no one and nowhere. Your heels on the walk were like an ellipses at the end of a bad poem. Most nights, I make grand speeches to my goldfish. I make soup. I make excuses not to be anywhere. It's a sick child that wants to be wanted, but really wants nothing. You can drink in the silence in whatever's in the top cabinet. Shadow box with shame. Careful, barefoot on the floorboards. And most people are unprepared, despite warnings of the gravest danger. Modern man, he was born during a blackout, standing by because of technical difficulties. Most people don't know, and I can't say the last word because it's a swear.
Yes, it's a swear. We're not allowed to. It's the S word. In case you guys are familiar with it.
It truly is the S word.
The S word and crap is a synonym, I believe, right, Lawrence?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a very nice piece, Lawrence. I always enjoy your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
That was emotional.
And we're right down in Union Square, ladies. We're right down in Union Square. Your pal Lawrence, he's a very sentimental, poetic individual,
very sympathetic,
very artsy man. If you want to, maybe perhaps push your breasts against the wall or something like that, we're fine with that. I think the director probably wouldn't like that so much, but we can't really control.
I did just remember.
We can't control what goes on out there
tonight, and thank you for allowing the Freemont Show to go on for people to enjoy
this wonderful poetry.
Fine programming, in my estimation.
Yeah, fine programming, and that's a good segue, Lawrence.
I didn't even know I was segueing. That's
fine
amazing.
Programming we have been providing now for almost a year, I believe, for you folks at home, you folks out in TV land. And we're trying to spread out our audience, Lawrence. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to get a little more mainstream, all right? We're a little bit of a cult sensation right now.
Very cult.
Okay? We're trying to get out there in the community. We're trying to do a little bit of an advertising front.
Sure.
Okay? And can I show
Kiss
a
the
piece
babies,
here?
that sort of stuff?
Little baby kissing?
Maybe not. Maybe
that's kind of
that won't happen on the Fremont Show.
So, if you've seen before our advertisement on good old Scat TV,
and if I may, can I describe this? This is a fight card taken from, I believe it's Gorilla Monsoon. From
was it? It was a local fight.
Yeah,
correct?
Flash it up there for the kiddos.
All right, so this.
Wham!
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It's also with a nod to the Warhol and Basquiat. Also,
yes, the Warhol and Basquiat.
We're not.
Yes,
we're charlatans
we
here
acknowledge
on the Fremont
that.
Show.
We acknowledge that. We acknowledge that.
We're on live television.
We steal from everywhere here, Lawrence.
Yeah.
So we were out on the street. We're trying to do a bit of an advertising campaign, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to expand our audience. We're trying to get out to them more, get a little more mainstream, get maybe a little higher class audience, because the hooligans that occasionally call the show are a little bit lower class, I believe. We've had some great calls. We've also had some bad calls, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, there are hooligans who will call on the show on occasion. But anyway, we did a bit of a
audience, right? Yeah.
What's that?
Target audience.
Well,
correct?
no, we love the hooligans. That's fine. Call in if you're a hooligan. Please. Call in if you're,
don't let
you're
us
actually
turn you off. Call in.
A productive member society. But we'll take all kinds. But we did want to get our name out there a bit more. So we'd like to show you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first Fremont Show advertising campaign.
Commercial to follow as well.
Yes, we'll have to discuss that. But let's show the audience this first.
By all means.
It's a hot day out here. We're trying to do some advertising for the Fremont Show. We got about, I'd say maybe 12 flyers or so. Channel 3, yes, local. That's local Channel 3. She's going in her purse for something, Lawrence, I think. We'll take money. So we're holding up traffic. The Fremont Show holding up traffic, ladies and gentlemen. Union Square. Fremont Show, we're getting the...
that out. They're from Texas, too.
They're from Texas. Jesus. Channel 3. Tres, mi amigo. See. Only have a few of these, all right? So I think what you should do is, if the person really seems interested, maybe cut them, rip them in half, Lawrence. Maybe rip them in half.
They will know what show it is, but not what time it's on.
I mean, how dangerous do you think this is?
I've done a lot more dangerous stuff. See, there's a pretty girl. If someone recognizes us, they might try and jump the median and mow us down.
Right.
Fan of the Fremont Show?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Fremont Show.
Oh, nice. All right.
Radical. We got a fan. Just a fan.
We got a fan there, Lawrence.
Yeah, no, I think I had recognized that girl from the fan forum. Excuse me, ladies, Fremont Show. Good evening. How are you? Good afternoon. This is the Fremont Show live Wednesdays, 9:30. Feel free to tune in. Fun for the whole family. Take 3. Give that to a close friend.
Going for a bus driver here. This is going to be tough here.
Fremont Show?
Sir?
Fremont Show? No?
Nah, shoot.
I don't know. Those people seem very, very distracted by seeing superstars out on a day. People are just trying to do their errands, trying to have a Sunday. Maybe.
I mean, they're probably asking themselves, is that really Lawrence and Fremont?
Lord, it's sweltering. Fremont Show. How's everything happening downtown for you today, if you know what I mean?
It's a little moist, but I think I'm doing all right.
Folks, we're the Fremont Show. We're live every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m.
Cool.
Yep, it's great to see you guys. Great to see our fans out. God damn it, Free.
If we just had an old woman we could help cross the street, I bet you that would help out.
That would really sort of help us out.
That would make us look like good guys.
Do you need any help crossing?
We're trying to increase our audience. Okay, we're trying to dig a little bit deeper than the audience we have now. We're trying to reach, maybe spread out the demographic a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get through to some people.
You know, people that own cars.
Excuse me, young ladies, Fremont Show. Ladies, the Fremont Show, are you familiar? They're literally, like, we're not even alive.
Pretty good.
That was very excellent. I have to tip my cap. I haven't seen that one since high school. Hello, it's the Fremont Show. Good afternoon, how are you today? I'd love to give you a flyer. Please stay cool. It's Larry from the Fremont Show and old Fremont over there as well. Bless you, have a wonderful day.
Have a great day.
Yeah, mwah.
Yeah, we're really reaching out to a higher demographic today, Lawrence. I mean, that's really what this is all about. It's about being a part of the community. It's about really giving to the community.
Giving back, getting, giving, taking.
More giving than taking, though.
We've taken enough.
It's the Fremont Show.
Live every Wednesday night at 9:30 on Channel 3. You're at a red right now. You're good right now.
Get out of the street, Lawrence. It's a green light. The fuzz? You think the fuzz would? I think he slowed down there a little, Lawrence. We might want to consider making our way back home, back to Winter Hill. What do you think?
I actually don't have anything too bad in my pocket, so I think we're all right for a little while longer. But
well, I have things in my pockets, Lawrence.
Understood.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Delightful.
Right?
Yeah. What else do you want?
We're getting out there. I mean, what do you want from us, ladies and gentlemen? I don't really know what else we can provide, what other sort of entertainment we can provide. I don't know what people want
right
more
out
than,
literally right out there.
Right out there in Union Square on hot days. We're punching in the time clock, the old Fremont Show time clock. We're hammering it in there. Any way we can. Any way we can possibly do to reach you, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying. Any other ideas, Lawrence?
We have a call. Hit that call.
We have a call. Well, we lost the call, Lawrence.
Caller?
Don't be a coward.
Have a little more heart.
We've said many times on the Fremont Show, do not be a coward. Please.
Should we move on to our guest?
Yes. All right. We actually have a guest for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Would you like a guest, everyone? We have a guest.
There he is. Found him on the street a little while ago, and this guy likes rapping. He likes. We got a caller again.
They dropped off the line.
Dropped off the line.
Good Lord, caller.
Caller. Don't be a coward, but I think you're going to enjoy this guest.
You're in the middle of the segment already, caller.
So come on. Please don't interrupt the segment. All right, so we have Gary Houston here. Mm-hmm. Gary, and Lawrence, if you could flick on.
I apologize, Gary.
So that people know who this is. Just, so we can get down there. Gary Houston, you are a member. Can you please tell us the full name of society that you are a member of?
I certainly can. First, I just want to thank the both of you and your family and your family's family.
Okay.
And, and the first cousins.
And the godson that I mentioned as well?
Perhaps I didn't research it that well. But I want to thank those families and you for having the guts to finally have me on a television show in this city.
Thank you, Gary. That's very nice.
Yes, thank you, Gary. Gary.
Boy, it has been uphill.
Yeah.
Uphill battle.
I don't want to get dramatic.
We can relate.
We can definitely relate there. Yeah, absolutely. So tell us what's going on, Gary.
Sure. I am the head of a society. I guess I'd call it a society. And we are Somerville Society for Investigating Crop Circles, Flying Saucers, and embarrassingly low wages for a certain area restaurant.
Amen. Amen.
That seems like 3 noble causes.
Have you ever noticed how many rotaries are in Massachusetts?
I have always noticed how many rotaries in Massachusetts. In fact, when I first came to Massachusetts, I was doing some paint work in Brookline. And an individual rolled down the window. They said, "I'm lost. Is there a rotary up there?" And I'm like, "There's about a dozen rotaries up there. You're going to have to specify what rotary you're talking about." So yes, go on. I'm sorry, Gary.
We believe the reason for a high number of rotaries in Massachusetts is because it was a last-ditch, in the darkness of night, effort to conceal crop circles. Every rotary in Massachusetts covers a crop circle. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, Gary,
Crop circles. Rotaries, crop circles. It's a similar pattern, Lawrence.
I see where he's going, certainly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a similar pattern.
Did you set up the overhead projector for me?
We don't have an overhead.
Oh
projector
yeah,
at the station.
you know what,
Gary.
Gary, we can have you on again. The overhead projector.
Go to slide 1 and I'll do my monologue about it.
The slide 1.
Who did you speak to about the slides, Gary? I mean,
that's a good question there, Lawrence.
Was it the Velvet Nihilist?
The Velvet Nihilist, perhaps. Velvet, is there any way we can get a quick?
I apologize. This is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's.
Lawrence, we really have.
We never saw those slides, Gary.
A professional here tonight.
Let's get back on track, though.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Gary, the rotaries.
I feel like a fool.
No. I'm embarrassed.
It's our show. We'll take all responsibility for this.
Fair enough.
So we would have some sort of mapping to show the rotaries, and everyone understands that would be available otherwise. But
theater of the mind. I'm sure they can picture in their mind.
now, is there something that they're trying to replicate with the rotary, but confuse us? I don't know. I don't understand.
The joke we have is they're certainly not trying to replicate the smooth flow of traffic. Because you, because you come up to a rotary, you put the brakes on it. I mean.
It certainly seems.
That's a joke we tell, but we're very serious.
Okay.
Very serious.
Now this wage, and we should probably, Lawrence, if we can flip on, some callers may want to call in. This is some pretty heavy stuff.
Hitting you guys out there
that we've uncovered tonight on the Fremont
And if
show.
you have a rotary phone, it's 6-1. I know. What? I don't know. There might be some. We do have a lot of older.
Now you said I'm just hoping
that someone calls in on a rotary. That would be delightful.
I believe pleasant. This is a digital phone, but I'm pretty sure if a rotary phone called it would come through.
Fine. It works, sure.
Right.
Yeah, it does. So
exactly.
The evidence, or how did this arise? How did you put this together?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
One day, I was having a lunch at this local restaurant, and the waiter said to me, "Glad to serve you, sir. I don't get paid very well."
Okay. Starts with a waiter. It often does.
I see. Yeah, you're right. Like every good mystery.
Right. Exactly.
Starts with it.
That's not about the crop circles.
Oh.
Okay.
That's about the low wages.
That's about the low wages.
The low wages.
I mentioned up front.
I thought that it was going to relate.
It does. We focus on both things. Without my slides, I'm pretty much walking backwards here. I'm all mixed up.
I'm sure it was 3 things, though, right? Not just both. Because there was the crop circles, there was the UFOs in Somerville, and then there was the low wages. So there was all. Okay. And we are near Logan Airport. There is a lot of air traffic.
A lot of air traffic in the Somerville area, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
They fly over our building quite often, Lawrence.
Sure.
A lot of air traffic. Very annoying. I don't know. Does that relate to the crop circles at all?
Interfere with any of this? When does the UFO activity happen? If there's all that traffic.
The society is about 2-3 weeks old. Now, I mentioned 3 topics, but we've only researched 2 of them so far.
Okay.
So, again, that question, with me at least, falls on dead ears. Now, if someone is versed in that and could call in, I would feel a little less like a buffoon right now. And I just...
And
So which topic now should we be researching more? Because this is something the old Fremont here can look into.
I've got a good head start with the circles and the wages. So the flying saucer, that's the one that's
okay. So the society is researching to find evidence of this. There isn't particularly evidence. Okay. Yeah.
I think we can get on this, Lawrence. This is something the Fremont Show. Gary, I'm glad you came on. This is something I believe the Fremont Show can get under. Wouldn't you say, Lawrence? This is definitely, and we'd like to have you on again.
I was thinking about getting behind it rather than getting
under it, getting through it. You know, we like to really delve in there any way we can.
Now, the fact that there was crop circles, then they put the rotary over it, right? Is this sort of like...
In the dark cloak of night.
In the dark... Okay. Now, is this sort of a thing like the back of the dollar bill where they're telling you, they're not telling you? Is this what this is? Are they sending a message, or are they hiding the message entirely?
I just remembered something. The first thing I wanted to do when
we only got about 30 seconds left.
It's Jimmy Tingle. It's singular.
Okay.
Jimmy Tingle.
We'll look into that.
Well, that's a good way to end. I want to thank you for coming, Gary.
It was my pleasure.
And it's been a great Fremont
Gary,
show, and
so
we
much.
will do our best. We will do our best to look
doing.
into this for you. Thank you very much.
That's funny. Where will be like a...